Okay, so let's jump right into the deep end. I want you to imagine a critical pipeline station way out in the middle of nowhere, or maybe a telecom cabinet on a mountain. How do you keep an eye on it when there's absolutely no chance of a landline? Today, we're doing a deep dive into the NTI E-AVDS-4G4. It's a 4G automatic voice dialer,
Yep.
and it's basically a shortcut to knowing what's happening with those hard-to-reach assets.
Right. And our mission here is really to understand the utility of this very specific device.
Hmm.
We're going to pull out the most important bits and see why it's so essential, where, standard monitoring just isn't an option.
Okay.
It's a textbook case of cutting through information noise by sending only immediate, actionable alerts over a cell network.
So let's unpack this. The core benefit, and it's a big one, is that this thing is designed to operate completely free of any conventional phone lines. All it needs is a cellular signal and a mini SIM card. That's it. So its whole communication channel is resilient and, well, mobile.
And what's fascinating to me is how it filters that noise you mentioned.
How so?
Well, the device isn't just listening for any change. It's only activated when a connected sensor moves out of range of a configurable threshold.
Ah, so it's a specific tripwire.
Exactly. It's a critical distinction. It means you set the rules. It's not going to call you because the temp went up 1 degree.
It only calls when it hits that preset danger zone.
Precisely.
Okay, so once that alarm is triggered, what happens next? Because you only have seconds to communicate the problem, right?
Right. And it automatically calls or sends an SMS to up to 8 contacts.
8? That seems like a lot. Doesn't that just create alert fatigue?
You'd think so, but that's where the device's own limits actually become a feature.
I'm listening.
It's engineered for short, sharp, essential information. That's all it does. You get one very short text message, we're talking 70 bytes, and one outgoing voice message of up to 20 seconds.
So you can't waste time. It has to be just warning, power loss at pump C, and that's the whole message.
That's the entire message, no pleasantries. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you have to look at its physical toughness. That's what enables the remote deployment.
It's pretty small, right?
It is, yeah, compact enough to basically disappear into a junction box. But the most telling feature for me is the operating temperature range.
Okay.
It's 39 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's a surprisingly narrow window.
It is. And that tells you immediately this device isn't meant to be bolted to a pole in the Alaskan tundra. It's designed for monitored environments. Things like telecom shelters, server racks, or those climate-controlled industrial cabinets.
That makes the integration incredibly important too, then.
Absolutely.
It uses standard relay outputs, which means it plays nicely with almost any sensor system you might already have.
Right, whether you're monitoring a flood sensor or a big HVAC unit.
Exactly. And it works with both normally closed or normally open circuits, which shows a ton of versatility for slotting it into an existing security or environmental setup.
So fundamentally, what you have here is a very specific solution for resilient monitoring, where standard wired infrastructure just fails.
It's the ultimate bridge, really.
It is. It's converting that precise physical sensor data into an immediate human notification all over the cellular network.
So what this all means for you, the listener, is that you can manage these critical assets without the guesswork and without having to rely on fragile legacy systems.
And that brings us to our final thought for you to chew on. Given that required operating temperature window 39 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, what highly critical remote assets are you aware of that absolutely rely on such a narrow environmental tolerance? And more importantly, how does that constraint fundamentally define the limits of 4G-based remote environmental monitoring?